Welcome to Science Talks with Vama Dave, Suhani Srivastava and Divija Varik.
Science knows no country because knowledge belongs to humanity. It is the torch which illuminates the whole world. So today we have two diligent and discernful guests who separated gems from the junk and enlightened the scientific world with their theories of hormones and protein DNA interaction.
We heartily welcome Mr. Richard E. Bright and Mr. James R. Wong on our show, The Science Talks.
Thank you so much. I feel really privileged and honored to get invited to this popular show.
We would like to tell our viewers that today we are going to ask a series of questions to both of our honorable guests about how did they contributed to science and how did they achieve success in it.
So we are curious to know, Mr. Richard, that what made you to collect butterflies at such a young age?
I was the only child of my parents and I grew up in Reading, Pennsylvania. There wasn't much I could do there. I certainly couldn't play football or basketball. But there was one thing I could do. That was collecting things. As the place where I lived was nature oriented, so I collected butterflies in the beginning and went on to collect fossils, rocks, and coins. At times, I gazed stars all night and became an eager astronomer.
Oh, so you were in an island of curiosity surrounded by a sea of question marks from your childhood itself.
Yes, I completely agree with you, Mama. He had that curiosity alive even during his college days.
Well, Mr. Richard, we and our viewers are eager to know about what things kept you going and started a journey with collection of butterflies and ended up with the discovery of hormones, antibacterial drugs and other major breakthroughs.
I had collected nearly 25 species of butterflies. It would have been the end of my butterfly collection, but then my mother brought me a book called The Travels of Monarch 10, written by Dr. Ortihard, which opened me the world of science to me. In the second year of my high school, I began a research that led to the discovery of an unknown insect, hormone, which was linked to my new theory on the life of cells.
So your mother encouraged and supported you and was besides you every time.
Yes, as I lost my father at a very young age, and so I was the whole world for my mother, and she helped me in every possible way.
Oh, so sorry to hear that. Further to our questions, now I would like to hear from you, Mr. James. Everyone knows Mr. Richard as a biologist, but how he is as a person, and what are his interests other than his profession?
Along with being a brilliant biologist, he is an awesome and an amiable person. He is very conversant in science. He has a determined mind and hard work is his key to success. I really adore his friendship with me.
So you both has an amazing bond together.
Yes,
Talking now about his hobbies, he's good at debating and public speaking and canoeing. He is also an expert photographer.
It's quite impressive. It will definitely motivate youngsters and help them to understand how to balance everything.
Truly. Now moving forward, we have got to know through our sources, Mr. Richard, that you had experienced failure in your middle school. So how did you shine out from it?
Uh, yes, that's right. In the seventh grade, had entered a country science fair and I lost. But after watching others' experiments, I realized that the winners of the science fair did real experiments rather than making a neat display. And from then onwards, I won each and every country science fair and perceived that failures are the pillars of success.
Now, our next question to you, Mr. James, is that what did you both do to make the world know about your theory?
After Ebright came to know that a substance in the nucleus of a cell which controls heredity called DNA is responsible to determine the form and function of the cell. From then onwards, we worked all night drawing pictures and constructing plastic modules of molecules. And later, together, we wrote the paper that explained the theory.
A final question to Mr. Richard, you, is that what experiments and projects undertake till now?
I have done several experiments which include to find a solution for the disease that kills monarchs, to prove that viceroy butterflies copies monarchs for their survival, and to demonstrate that the 12 spots on the monarch's pupa are not ornamental, but rather secrete hormone for their growth.
Well, thank you, Mr. Richard and Mr. James, for coming. It was a very informative session for everyone. We are looking forward to having you again as our guests. We thank you both for coming here and sharing your thoughts with our viewers. That was all for today. Thank you, viewers. Keep watching Science Talks.